Okay, so after seeing Woody Harrelson give his crazy script idea, I feel like I should share my crazy script idea. I've been going back and forth, and I'm just gonna share it, throw it out there, and see what you guys think. Okay, this is the short version, and it's pretty long, so bear with me. Okay, so the script starts like this. There's this guy, and he wins the presidency, and he wasn't expected to or supposed to. And heads are exploding everywhere across the world because this guy, he tweets mean stuff, and he says stuff just off the cuff, and this kind of shocks the world when he wins the presidency. Okay, so world leaders are upset, and people within the country are upset, especially three-letter agencies. Like, they're really floored by this. On the world stage, particularly, there's three bad guys that are really upset. Bad guys, bad countries. So one of the countries is like this global economic superpower, or they want to be, but they're not yet. And they're eyeing this one country, an island out here that they want to take over. So they were really hoping a weak leader got elected. The other bad guy is this country that wants to expand and take over more countries and kind of be like they were back in the olden days. And they don't want to be part of the third group, which are the world global government guys. And they're hoping for a whole new system to come into place, a global world government. Okay, so the bad global economic superpower that wants to be comes up with this plan and supposedly unleashes a virus on the world. This virus shuts down everything. I mean, everything. And then this one doctor emerges, and he becomes doctor over the whole world, and everybody does what he says. This doctor also has ties to the global economic superpower country that allegedly unleashed the virus on the world. Side note, before this virus was released upon the entire world, the president was doing pretty good. I mean, there was no inflation, grocery prices were low, gas prices were low, we had world peace, and, home prices were decent. It was going well, but the media hated this guy, and so did Hollywood, and a lot of politicians. Okay, so the virus just happened to be unleashed during an election year, and it's time for an election. And the bad guys on the global stage do not want a strong leader. They want a weak guy. And so do the three-letter agencies in the United States. This virus has caused mail-in ballots to occur, which means they just mail out a bunch of ballots and people fill out their ballots, and it really opens the door for fraud. So the United States has this election, and this weak president gets elected. And everyone's kind of surprised by this because the guy that got elected stayed in his basement pretty much throughout the entire campaign. But he got the job done and got most votes in the history of the United States of America. Well, a lot of people are not buying that this election was legitimate, and they hold a protest at the Capitol of the United States. And it gets a little crazy, a little out of control, and supposedly some of the three-letter agencies were involved in the whole thing. And it gets out of control, and they call it an insurrection. That's what they kept calling it. And that just immediately shuts down anybody from talking about what happened with the election. It's like no talking now because they labeled the protest an insurrection, and it made everybody really uncomfortable. Okay, so after this huge protest at the Capitol that shuts down all election talk or election fraud talk or any talk about the election, the vaccine gets rolled out. And now there's a vaccine. There's a vaccine for the virus. Just poof, it's here. Yeah, there's a vaccine. It came out in record time. And people start lining up to get it. Like, they're lining up to get it. But there's a lot of people that don't want the vaccine. And they're being told that they have to take it. And they're like, I don't want it. And they're like, you have to take it. And they're like, but I don't want to. And they're like, but you have to. And they're like, I don't want to take it. And they're like, if you don't take it, we're not going to let you feed your family. It got really heated, guys. Like, really heated. I mean, in the script, it gets really heated. In the script, it gets so heated. In the script. And then there's these other doctors that are like, don't take it, don't take it. There's alternative medication you can take. But then if you say that, big tech comes along and they're like, shut your face, you're banned, you're not allowed to talk. It's bad. Yeah, and then there were some celebrities that said if you didn't take it, you were a terrorist. So it's pretty dramatic. And then the doctor of the world, right? He comes in and he's like, kids should take this. Kids should take it. And then everybody that didn't take it was pretty much shunned from society and ridiculed and mocked and hated. Okay, meanwhile, back on the world stage, the global economic superpower, or wannabe, thinks that they're now wearing the pants on the global stage. The global government folks are like all in on the vaccine. They want everybody to take it. And these guys think the world is overpopulated. So. Okay, and that other bad guy that wants to expand its territory, well, they start advancing into another country. I mean, they're just going right into another country. And what's crazy about this country is this was a country that the president's son, the newly elected president's son, made a lot of money in. I mean, tons of money in. It's just ironic. So back in the United States, just crazy. People are hating people. It's just like, and then big tech is like shutting anyone down that disagrees with the new president. And it's a hot mess. While this is happening, the story kind of starts to break, and it broke a while ago, but it was being censored, and finally it starts to come out that there was a laptop that was found that belonged to the current president of the United States, and on that laptop is really incriminating evidence, allegedly, about the current president, and that he was selling access, power to other foreign entities when he was vice president. One of those entities being the global economic superpower wannabe that allegedly unleashed the virus on the world. So, okay, I know this is long, but back on the world stage, the country that wants to expand its territory and doesn't want to be part of the world government, guys, he's like resisting that. Well, he starts really invading this other country more and more and more. Okay, so the country that's being invaded by the country that wants to expand and expand and expand has a president. And he kind of becomes like the superstar. He used to be a comedian, and he really likes to dance and do all sorts of dance stuff. Like, he dances all the time. He's always dancing. He's just dancing. And, well, I mean, he doesn't dance now. Now he wears like army gear and is like super serious. But in the past, he was like dancing. And now he's asking all the countries in the world to give him money, like lots of money. He needs your money. He needs your money. He needs your money to stop the war, Need your money. Okay, so fast forward some time, the world global economic superpower wannabe country is now flying balloons over the United States. It's crazy. I mean, in the story, it's crazy. This is a wild script, so just bear with me here, guys. So while the balloons are flying overhead in the United States, on the ground, the illegal drug cartels are telling everybody that they need to take a fourth shot of the vaccine. A fourth shot. It's just part of the script, okay? It's not like this would happen, but it's part of the script. But more and more people in the United States are starting to wise up. They're like, wait a minute. Have you told us anything that's the truth over the last 2 years or 3 years? I mean, they're starting to ask the United States government that. So that's a good thing. Took a while. But it's happening. Okay, so back on the world stage. The global government folks, the world government guys, they particularly do not like the one guy that's invading the other country because that guy does not want to be part of the world government. So in the script, the global government guys got to get that guy out and put their guy in. They also need incredible instability. Like, they need an economic crash because that's the only way that everybody in the world will be like, yeah, we want your global government. Let's have it. And global economic stability could occur if you had a war. Let's just say if like more countries got involved in a war, that would be a great way to cause tremendous instability. Back in the United States, it's just crazy. I mean, there's food shortages, gas prices are starting to go back up, train derailments, chicken farms are lighting on fire. It's getting unstable. And this is where the script ends. I mean, I haven't come up with like a grand finale or anything. And let's be honest, it's just wacky out there. I mean, no one would ever believe it. I'd have to like, sell it as like a science fiction or something. All we need is UFOs flying around and that would make it, right? But yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening, guys.